Hi everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video for you to go over what I'm looking for or what you can do for the final Dropbox, which allows you to do a voluntary resubmission. So here's my philosophy. If this was a face-to-face course, you could ask me questions and we could work through things and we'd have all kinds of time to spend, perfecting your work or whatever. But in this online course, it's hard to do that. So you do not have to resubmit anything. Some of you are doing great, and the improvements you could make are so minor that they probably wouldn't have anything to do with your mark. But there are some of you who have had an assignment or two that you just sort of missed the point. For some of you, if you really missed the point, I usually asked you to resubmit it anyways, and that doesn't count for your voluntary resubmission. So if I have said to you, oh, you missed this or you forgot that, for some of you, I've just asked you to resubmit because you've just made a sort of critical error of understanding that if we were face-to-face wouldn't have happened because when you handed it in, I would have looked at it and gone, oh, I think you got the wrong thing. So the voluntary resubmission is there so that you can go back to something after you've learned my marking style, or we're able to ask some questions or kind of got it after the fact. So you can pick anything from the Hamlet essay, which yes, I have not returned to you, but I will before probably Sunday. And today's 24th to 56. Okay, so probably the voluntary resubmission date, I'm going to move a day to the day after probably the night of the exam. So it'll give you a little bit of time to write your exam, and then if you want to go home, you can finish the course up and be done by the end of the exam day, which is also weird because usually the exam is the last moment of the course, but with the online course it isn't necessarily. We'll extend it for the rest of the day. But you will have everything back by, Sunday or Monday. I don't know, like I said in the last video, it takes me forever to mark stuff. But anyways, I'm working on it. So what you do is you use my suggestions, you use what you've learned so far, you resubmit it, and you just name it whatever the resubmission is. So if you want to resubmit U2A5, then you'll call it U2A5, which I'm going to guess is let's just look, why don't we? There is no U2A5. U2A4, the literary criticism template, or the Battle of the Critics, which actually it looks like I haven't. Oh, okay, so you'll be getting that back shortly too. So you'll just name it that, and then you'll upload it, and I'll take a quick look. I will not reduce your mark, so that if it's not an improvement on what you got before, I'll just say no real changes and leave it as is. So all you can do is do better. But again, you don't have to do that. Really, it'll make a difference if you really didn't do very well on one of the assignments, but you've been doing pretty well on the others. If you have a fairly consistent mark, then if you know anything about mathematics, over the time it doesn't make that much of a difference. So for sure, you'll resubmit it if you've got one, thing that you're really messed up. Then that's when you might think about resubmitting. Now remember also that as a teacher, we look at your most recent and most consistent mark. So if you've been getting level 4s and you got a level 2 on one thing, that's an outlier, and it will not, weigh heavily in the consideration of the end, unless it is, say, the Hamlet essay, which is one of the kind of later things. But if you didn't do very well on one of the first ones, it's an outlier, and it's not huge. I will also, before your exam, it'll probably be Monday night, give you what you're going into your exam with marks so that you can think about it. It might be sooner than that. I'm going to update again, hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning, and so that will help you as well. So that just gives you a little idea about that resubmission. And it's just a way, if you've really been regretting an assignment, for you to hand it in. Those of you who've had me before, or those of you who may have me again for some other reason, my philosophy is that I really want you to learn from what you've done. I'm not out to get anybody. I think English is a slow progression, and every once in a while you get an assignment and finally you go, oh, I've got it. I get how to incorporate quotations. So I want to give you a chance to do that. So really, that's kind of what's going on. I hope that everything is going well. Don't panic. There are a couple of you who got behind and have sent me some emails, and I've emailed you back. but there was someone else who sent an email and I wasn't getting it. So remember that if you email me, you have to do it through Tools to Go, which means that you go to class list, and then all you guys are on my class list, and then you would click next to my name. That's me. Oh, they call me teacher here too, so you know. And then you click email, and then you can send me an email. Because I've been getting other people's emails, but for some reason I haven't gotten that one. All right, so I hope this helps. I will be marking over the weekend and checking in every once in a while, so I'll probably check in again tomorrow night, which is Saturday, and then Sunday night as well, just to see if you have any questions brewing about things. Remember that I changed the due dates for the things that were supposed to be due today, because I don't see any reason to rush you, because we're really at the end of the course, so most of you only have, like, we just have the 1 or 2 things left, and I'm still marking, so it doesn't matter to me. All right, so I will see you on the day of the exam, and I will check in this weekend just in case you have any questions. And hopefully I'll have a mark update with the new stuff I gave you yesterday, like maybe tomorrow morning. But you know what, if you don't see it posted, that means something came up and I didn't quite get to it, but I promise you'll have a mark update this weekend, and then also one before you go into the exam. And I don't mean a minute before, I mean like Monday. Okay? So thanks very much, and I look forward to meeting all of you who I haven't met before on Tuesday.